Welcome back with Survival. My name is Christopher Weesey, and my cameraman's Andrew Rombeck. Today we have a special video. Today I decided to experiment and try my hand at an Altoids survival can. I saw a lot of videos on YouTube, but I kind of want to put my own spin on it. If I were to make a survival kit, this is what I would use. I kind of used what I had, kind of bought a few things. So if it's not exactly like the best ones out there, then I'm sorry, but I just used what I had. So let's dig in. First thing you see is, well, the can. What the can's gonna be good for is keeping everything together. Keep it all in your pocket. You can also, if you absolutely had to, I'm sure you could put something on this and put it over the fire and it would cook it. Or you could probably use the tray of it to boil a little bit of water if that's all you had. Got a rubber band. I want to find a thicker rubber band, but apparently this is the only one I had. So the rubber band, you can use it for a lot of different things. I put electrical tape around the outside of it just to keep everything waterproofed and dry. If you're careful, you can actually probably save the tape, roll it up, and use it for another purpose. Tape can be used for pretty much anything. It's very, very useful item. So let's open it up and dig in. Okay, so you open it up. You see a lot of items. There's actually 37 items to be in here technically, 37 pieces, not 37 different items. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. First item we're going to see is super glue. You can use super glue for a lot of things. I'm not going to go into every little thing you can use it for, except for I will say it's very helpful and universal, especially if you get open cuts like gashes. If you don't have anything to sew it up, you can just pinch it and glue it. It also works for ripped clothing, anything of that nature. Next item is going to be some electrical tape. All I did was I ripped out all of the innards, all the cardboard that holds it in a circular shape, pinched it down, and put some pieces of the tape around it. There's probably a good couple lengths of it on here. You can use tape for pretty much anything and everything. Next item is going to be a whistle. The whistles can be used for signaling. Used to scare off predators. With the whistle, I wrapped around some nylon cord. You can use the nylon cord for a lot of purposes. I really like the whistle because it's not a ball whistle. It's just a high-pitched whistle, so it doesn't get, because the ball can get lost and then you're going to be in trouble. With this, you don't need the ball. Next item is a paper clip. If you've ever seen the show MacGyver, you probably know a lot of different ways to use paperclip. If you haven't seen MacGyver, well, it's probably before your time. But the paperclip can be used for a lot of things. It can be used as a needle, and you can use it as a hook, you can use it as a tool. There's lots of different ways you can actually use the paperclip. Next things, I got 4 nails. The nails can be used for making fish spears. They can use to put together pieces of wood. Use your imagination. In a survival situation, you will find uses for everything and anything. Next thing is large piece of plastic. Actually, it's very collapsed in, but this is a large piece of plastic. Plastic can be used for waterproofing items. You can use it to make rain traps, distilleries for your water. If you're going to try and drink your urine, which I don't advise, but if you had to, you can distill it. In another video, we might show you how to make it water distill. But this is just a nice large piece of plastic. Next thing I have is this. It is a big pen, actually a section of a big pen cut off. And then I cut 2 slots on each end, and I wrapped a bunch of fishing line around it. What I plan on doing is I couldn't find any fishing weights small enough. I do have some in here. But what I want to do is I want to put the fishing weights inside the pen to condense down space. But I could fit fishing weights in here inside the pen and then just wrap the cord around it, which will hold these in, essentially. But fishing line, pretty much a given. You gotta have fishing line to fish if you want to be successful. It's very lightweight. You can pack it in easily. Fishing weights help out. So next item's a square piece of foil. Actually fold out to be a little bit larger piece. Foil can be used for, I'm sure you can boil water in it. Put the foil inside here, put the water in here, put it over fire. You can use it for maybe like signaling mirrors if you had nothing else, but you can find a lot of uses for the tinfoil. Next item is a mini knife. This is it's a Victorinox knife, kind of like a Swiss Army, but this is a real small knife, but it comes with a really sharp blade, pretty sturdy. If you had nothing else, I mean, sparingly. I mean, if you had to use the knife, use it. But if you don't have to, like for like cutting open stuff, just try and find sharper rocks. Use the knife only when you absolutely have to. It also kind of comes with some nice little tweezers, which is kind of cool. And comes with a, if I can get it out, plastic toothpick. It's kind of cool too. Over here, probably my favorite feature on this is it has a pair of sharp scissors. They are sharp, trust me. I have cut myself with them, but it's a nice item to have. Probably one of the better items in here. Next item is going to be what looks to be like a pill bottle. It actually was a traveling pill bottle, but I cut the top off, shaped it down to fit in here. But inside, I have some waterproof matches. You ask why I keep them in here if they're waterproof. Well, if I drop this tin and I'm looking for my matches around the area I was at, I don't want to have to look for something that's white that'll blend in with the ground. I want something that's shiny, red, you know, something that'll stand out. Plus, it will keep them from getting trampled on, stepped on, and broken if they do fall in my pocket. That's why I keep them in this little case. It's also a little nice case to have. Alright, next items. Even in this whole kit, you do have a small supply of first aid items. 3 band-aids, smaller abrasions and cuts. 3 alcohol pads. Clean your cuts best you can. Also, believe it or not, you can use these alcohol pads and they are a good fire starter. I have tried it and they make a good fire starter because of the alcohol that's in them. 2 gauze pads for bigger cuts, stop the bleeding. They are also very flammable. So, I mean, if you need something also to start a fire, the gauze pads are flammable. It's kind of funny, all the first aid items are really flammable. You know, the alcohol pads, gauze pads. Luckily, the band-aids are inflammable. I'm not going to pull it out, but inside here, I don't know if you can see the outline kind of, but there's a box cutter razor blade in here. You can use that for a suture, like to cut open the sew stuff, or if you got stung by, like bit by a snake or something, cut open in between the bites and then, you know, suck the venom out. Old folklore. I don't know if that really works. I've heard it does, I heard it doesn't, but maybe we have something I have to look into. There's also 3 fishing hooks in here and the striker paper for the matches. But overall, that is my survival kit. There's 37 pieces in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 18 different items, but 37 pieces because there is multiples of a couple of them. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions on what to put in it, or what your suggestions should be to what should I put in here, feel free to leave comments or messages. If you would, I would like it if you could subscribe to our channel. It'd really help us out so other people can see the videos. Check out our other videos. We have a couple other ones up. Check those out, leave comments and messages. That'll help us out to see what you guys want to learn about. Feel free to make suggestions on future videos. We'll take them into consideration, see if we can't put them out there for you if you need them. If you have any comments or suggestions about anything survivalish, we can also help you out with that too. So, I'm Christopher Weesey, my cameraman's Andrew Rombeck, and this is Backwoods Survival. Thanks a lot.